everybody. Welcome back again to another edition of the DU Crossover. Here today with Rob Chappell from Talkin Flock. We're here for the Forward Madison edition of DU Crossover. Second go round, if everyone recalls correctly. Rob was with us, I believe,
Hmm.
early days, perhaps even the first DU crossover. Rob was with
I,
us.
I think that might be true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were the original, the OG.
All
Back
right.
again. Do it second time around.
All right. I love it. Thanks for
So
having me, Sean. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no, well, thanks. It's always good times talking with you, Rob, and
Mhm.
certainly, kind of want to reminisce about, last go around here with, these Hearts of Pine and Forward
Mhm.
Madison, all the way back there in May. It looks like about May 24th,
May
1-1
24th.
draw. Yeah, 1-1 draw down there at your
Yeah.
place.
I was. I just to refresh my memory, I watched the highlights again this morning, and it was a penalty for us, and then a really nice Nathan Messer goal for you, and then
Mm.
the highlights made it to the halftime, and then skipped directly to the 90th minute, because the second half was just that more. The second half was pretty dull.
Yeah. One of them stodgy ones, right? Where you're just like,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, was that? No, no, that wasn't anything.
Nope.
Keep going, keep going, keep
Right.
going.
I think it was kind of a box to box effort, but
Yeah,
and pretty typical of our early season. We had a lot of draws early in
yeah,
the season.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but
So did we.
yeah.
We were right there with
Hmm.
you, and for a large majority of the season, over on the Hart side of the house, the inside joke was, back and forth with Forward Madison for the crown of the Draw Kings for USL League One.
Right. Right. I think we're ready now. I think we have 11. You have 10.
Right, right. Yeah, you guys have got the mantle. You got the mantle
But
right
you
now.
but you've also managed to win a few games.
We have. We've
More than we have.
we have the last eight matches. Of course, we're recording 2 hours after the defeat against Union Omaha on the road.
Hmm.
So the 8 match unbeaten streak has been broken for the Hearts down there at Union Omaha today, and it's going to come to an end sooner or later, right? And
Yeah. And you guys rotated your squad pretty heavily for the
yeah,
midweek
yeah, we
fixture. It
did.
looked like, so I wonder if it was looking ahead, um, to rest guys from Saturday to Saturday, and just see what happens against Omaha with the B team, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right, and a lot of scuttle going around inside of Dirigo Union as we were watching the very rotated side. To your point, we're talking only two starters on the
Yeah.
pitch in the starting 11 for the Hearts of Pine. A very, very rotated side going against Union Omaha that fell to a 1-0 scoreline. This
Hmm.
Wednesday midday match. We were with the kids down there in Union Omaha
Hmm.
watching and all that fun stuff. Holler and Modelo on the corner kicks and everyone getting a chuckle and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we also was without head coach Bobby Murphy that didn't make the trip due to illness.
Oh my
And
goodness, I didn't know that.
so then everyone kind of got talking and thinking, going, well, wait a minute. Is this a heavily rotated side due to something else?
Because everybody's sick.
Do we
There's something
do
going around.
do we have an illness ravaging the Hearts of Pine here midway?
Mm.
So so now
That,
everyone's going, all right, there's
mm.
something more to this. So we shall see as we get
We'll
more
see.
facts and
We'll see what
details.
the we'll see what the squad looks like on Saturday.
Hopefully, if that is the case, and we're talking hypothetical here, if that's the
Hmm.
case, hopefully they are all better and ready to go. And then if anyone else is left to catch it, hopefully we're talking small numbers come the weekend when we host you guys up here at Fitzpatrick Stadium this weekend.
Hmm. Yep.
We'll see. Hopefully we're wrong with that plague hitting the Hearts.
We'll see.
um, Yeah, so last matchup, like I said, we talked about 1-1. Probably not a lot to talk
Hmm.
about. Uh, you know, really, Rob. What are we really looking like from that time till now? The adventure for Forward Madison from mid-May till now, ups and downs. wins and losses. We
Um,
talked all kinds of draws as
all
we
kinds
matched it.
of
We
draws.
matched her. We matched her as
Since
well.
hmm since then, it's been mostly downs for us, which is why we're sitting. As we talk right now, we're 5 points out of eighth place with 4 matches to go. Not where we expected to be, not where we wanted to be.
Yeah,
We've been kind of unable to score a lot of goals. First of all, except in little batches, and we've been unable to capitalize on any kind of momentum. Every time we get a decent win, we lay an egg the next game, and
yeah,
that's been rough. We had our pivotal month was August. We had 8 matches in August, 6 of them at home. Like you feel like you can, with especially 4 at home in a row, against opponents that are below you in the table, you expect to take some points from that and get some momentum into the rest of the season. We were talking, we were like speculating. So what do you think? We're gonna get 12 points, 15 points out of this month, and we got 6.
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
was just a rough month. We could not catch a break at home. We could not win on the road, and we beat Texoma, and we got a couple of draws, and in that period of time, and that was kind of the death knell of the season for us.
yeah.
Um, but that said, we got the Henny Derby with the stoppage time winner, which was fantastic.
Right.
We just beat Westchester, which one hopes that you'd be able to beat the bottom of the table club,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
we did that 1-0 at their place, which is, I mean, I think we were the only team that hadn't beat them yet.
Yeah. Right. Did what you were
We
supposed to do and beat Westchester.
hmm
Right.
Yep, exactly. We had drawn them and lost to them once, but for Madison, I think we've gotten a few of our guys back that were injured early. Mitch Osmond's been out for the season. Jose Carrera Garcia's been out. Jax Dietrich's been out, but some of the bigger names, Devin Boyce, Leslie Bartman, they've been working their way back in. And we added a few guys. We've added Luca Dorado on loan from Birmingham, along with Temi Areku from Birmingham, Isaac Anking from Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
and Dean Bolts from Chicago Fire, all on loan to kind of fill out some of the spots that have been lost to injury. And those guys have been, Isaac Anking in particular has been really contributing quite a lot in the midfield.
It's good to hear. Getting a lot of contribution in there in the midfield from those guys,
Mm-hmm.
and if I recall correctly, Forward Madison still really big in passing the ball around and possession, and his play style pretty much
Yeah.
the same for Forward Madison.
Yes, for the most part. The most recent loss we had against Greenville, 65% of our passes, our completed passes, were in our own half,
Okay.
which is crazy to
Yeah.
be that sitting that deep in possession and not trying to go forward enough. So yes, we're still possession oriented. We do better when we have less of the ball. Like the
Yeah.
results typically are better when we have less of the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly how that how that works. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But it's yes, that's basically our approach. Is we'll have 5 at the back, two of which are wingers who will go forward when we're in possession and sit back when we're not in possession. We basically have 3 in the midfield that are going to try to clog it up, and to force you guys wide
Mm-hmm.
and do our best. And we typically we try to play this inside out game where we're lumping crosses in, and that never works. And I don't know why we keep doing that, but I think our tallest striker is like 5'9", so I
Yeah.
don't know why we think that's going to work.
Right. Right.
Um, but but we do defend really well when we don't have mental lapses. Like
Yeah.
if our center backs and our goalkeepers are dialed in, we do make it really hard, really tough for opposing strikers.
Yeah, it's usually not any surprise when I'm looking at a Ford Madison score line, and it's usually pretty low
Mm-hmm.
goal numbers for more times than not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There are some times that things blow up, of course, like any other team.
You always have those. You always have those. We lost 4-0 to somebody I don't remember who, and then 3-0 to Greenville, which was
Yeah,
uh, just really, really bad. That was just a really bad night. That wasn't even just unlucky. That was just terrible
Yeah,
play all around. But we recovered from that. Played pretty well against Westchester. Oh, only scored the one goal, but played pretty well for 90 minutes. And
sure.
I would expect a pretty tight match again. Maybe kind of a grind it out kind of match again this weekend.
Okay. So in terms of the table, basically, I'm looking at a live table for, like I said, the match that just ended there with Hearts of Pine. Hearts still sitting in fifth, and Union Omaha, now draws within 2 points. Still in sixth
Mm.
place, but we've got one game in hand on Union Omaha, and
Oh, okay.
I,
Yeah.
I do believe now that we dropped 3 points, we temporarily have lost control of that fourth position
Mm.
for our home playoff match. So that will be something we will have to attempt to rekindle by going
Mm-hmm.
ahead and gaining some points and hoping maybe either Spokane or FC Naples helps us out here just a little
And,
bit.
and drop
Uh,
some points maybe.
yeah, and FC Naples has got a tough go of it here for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at Spokane's schedule. I'm thinking they probably got one or two tough ones in there for the rest of the year. So it's still all to play for.
And Spokane's looked pretty vulnerable recently,
Yes, they have. Yes, they
right?
have.
They've got a tough one against Charlotte this weekend. They dropped points against Greenville last weekend, so I think I think you're sitting okay to get fourth. What do you think? I mean, it's pretty awesome for you to join the league first time out and be sitting where you are and talking
Yeah,
about not
yeah, it
just trying to
is.
make the playoffs, but trying to host a playoff game. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah,
good spot to be in for a new club like you guys are.
yeah, certainly is. No, it certainly is,
Um,
and we're really, really appreciative of what this club has done and what these players have done, and head coach Bobby Murphy has done for this, rookie season for the Hearts of Pine, and certainly not taking it for granted. Certainly very
mhm,
appreciative of the
mhm,
position
mhm.
we find ourselves in. We understand that this is not normal to do this type of thing, and certainly, certainly not expecting. Well, we're just going to do this every year, right?
Your time will come.
Yeah, exactly. I believe me. I've been a long time soccer fan. I understand
Yeah,
the heartache that lives in this
the
game.
misery. Yeah.
I know we will have our turn. Believe me.
But I mean, I have nostalgia of 2019.
Yeah,
And going, we had to win on the last game to make the playoffs, which is
yeah,
only four teams then.
yeah,
And it was just fantastic. It was
yeah,
just really, really fun at the end of the season. So,
yeah,
I'm really happy for you guys, and that you've been able to maintain the momentum of the game day atmosphere. Just you're still selling what
yeah,
over 5,000 tickets every time. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I think our guys will appreciate the good environment up there.
Yeah, we've. I think the if I look at the average attendance, John Morrissey plug USL Tactics,
Hmm.
and what he's got up there, I think we're above 5,700 on the average.
Wow.
I know two or three times already this year we've gone over 5,800.
Wow.
So that's kind of bumping up our average there just a little bit. But I think typically when the attendance is announced, we're always at 5,700 and something, right?
Hmm.
With
Hmm.
an exception of those two or three times that we were talking about. And just for everyone's awareness, anything over 5,500 is a sellout in terms of
If you guys are so, yeah.
standing room only, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've only
Right.
got 5,500 seating capacity, right? So
Okay. Hmm.
anything after 5,500 is, people leaning up against the rail on the backside where you'll see them leaning up against the fence line there in front of the Dirigo Union,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
uh, people sitting up on the hill that you cannot see on the camera side of everything on Fitzpatrick Stadium. There's a nice hill that people will sit on.
Oh,
They
nice.
got
Okay.
they got like a hot dog cart right behind them, and a beer
Nice. I
tap
love it. Uh-huh.
right next to it, and then you got porta
That's
potties
key.
about 40 feet down, right? So you're like, why am I
You're all set.
why am I leaving the hill again, right?
Yeah, you're all set. And Madison's also been a little bit spoiled in terms of attendance. Just up until you guys joined, we've been consistently like second in the league with
Yeah, yeah.
right around 5,000, because
You
that's
guys
kind
have
of
been,
our capacity is about 5,000.
yeah,
We've been behind Richmond because it's Richmond.
yeah,
Um, but to I don't mind, I don't mind be, getting becoming third place, if that means that there's another really strong soccer community
Yeah,
joining our league and another really great away day for
yeah.
our guys and for us. So that's great. Do you think that's sustainable? Do you think if things eventually, like, you're not going to win every year, but do you
Nope.
think that
Yep.
they've engaged the community enough that you're going to continue to sell this place out for the next several years?
Yeah, Rob, I really think we have, and for me saying it and us proving it are two different things, right? But
Hmm. Sure.
I seriously think that this is a sustainable atmosphere. It's something that we will have to work on very hard, and that means the staff, that means the players and the coach, and that means the Dirigo Union and the supporters group. It's going to take
Right.
all three pieces of that triangle to keep
Hmm.
up the hard work, to keep up what everyone is currently seeing in this first, Cinderella season type deal here for the Hearts of
Hmm.
Pine.
Yeah.
Um, Everything seems to be going right, and we're certainly very appreciative of it.
Uh-huh.
But we also want to throw out there that it does take some hard work to do this, and we have been putting in the work. So we're appreciative of it,
Hmm.
and we're very thankful for having it. But we also recognize that we have also put in a lot of hard work to get it. So
Hmm.
you got to have a little bit of luck. There's no doubt about that. And being in the position that we were in Portland, Maine, where people really like their soccer and were really starved for something to call their own, and
Hmm.
not really have a lot of those Boston affiliated teams all the time. Where,
Right.
okay,
Right.
it's a minor league team, and we're affiliated with the Bruins or the Red Sox or the Celtics, or you know,
Hmm.
it's like
Hmm.
this is Maine's, right? And that's a very powerful thing, and that's really what a lot of people have grabbed onto up here. And then you've got the ownership group doing it the right way, slow
Hmm.
building it over the last 4 or 5 years, and really
Hmm.
educating everybody about what this soccer team is going to be about.
Hmm.
And then making the good selections in personnel and both Kevin Skoll that helped build Atlanta United, and then between him and Gabe Hoffman Johnson, selecting Bobby Murphy, that is really good at bringing up young talent out in the MLS Next Pro down in St.
Hmm.
Louis. Had a lot of success down there and all the other stops prior to. And then him going out and selecting the right players, and
Hmm.
making sure that he's bringing in good people. And he mentioned before that we turned down a lot of really good soccer players because they just weren't going to fit what we're going to do.
Hmm.
And we wanted mostly young soccer players that were willing to run, and were willing to put in the work for what Coach Bobby Murphy was going to ask them to do. And
Hmm.
and then it's just coaching them up, having a little bit of luck. There's always in soccer, there's always luck, right?
Yep. For
And
sure.
putting in the hard work, and the first half of the season, like we discussed, lots of draws for the Hearts of Pine.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until the last month and a half or so that we've really started putting more in the win column, and really going up into the standings and into the where we now currently sit in fifth place. And we're really proud of what we've done so far this year, and hopefully we can continue into next year. But
Yeah.
next year is a new thing. Right now, we're worried about
Yep.
this year and trying to get the wring the best out of it with what we can for this
Yep.
year for the
It is
Hearts.
tough. It is tough in this league because there's so much turnover typically that things can be really different one year to the next. I think Omaha's been consistently good every year that they've existed, except this year. But now they're suddenly good again.
Hmm.
But pretty much everybody else has had good years and bad years,
Yep.
like back to back, just like Madison is right now. So, you get used to that too.
Yeah, and as far as trying to sustain this and going into next year and all that sort of stuff, the Dirigo Union, the supporters group for this Portland Hearts of Pine Club, and
Hmm.
the last couple of months, the leadership has already been looking into what it's going to look like for next year and the
Mm,
plans and
good.
how they're going to,
Hmm.
hold on to this some 800 plus supporter group that we've built in year one.
Hmm.
And it's going to take some doing. It's going to take some doing. Everyone likes to ride likes to ride the the winds and the energy and everything of doing
Mm-hmm.
something for the first time, but coming back and doing it again, and then doing it again, and then doing it again
Mm-hmm.
is much harder, right? And
Yep. But
that certainly lies in front of us.
yeah, but entirely worth it. Because you build something that can last. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
like my kids now have been. My younger kids are 15 and 13, and they basically grew up with Fort Madison. Like they were there
yeah,
at the first game, and it's been part of their life this whole time, and it's gonna be, and
yeah,
you're building something kind of generational
yeah.
eventually, right?
No,
So
and
it's
that's a
entirely
powerful.
worth all the work you put into it.
No, 100%. It's a powerful thing, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
of course, for us soccer people, we think it's that's the right game to bring kids up in around, right? It's
Exactly right. Yep.
it teaches you the game does teach you so much. It really does, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same way with other games as well, and so on and so forth. But soccer certainly will teach you humility. There is no doubt about it, and
100%. 100% right.
that's a good thing to learn. Um, and it's to enjoy those high times when you're there, but
Mm-hmm.
respect the fact that that hill goes the other way too, and
It's right.
it's a matter of time, and you will be at the bottom of that hill, and you'll be in a
Mm-hmm.
valley, right? So
Mm-hmm.
try to keep everything level,
Yep.
appreciate it, enjoy it, celebrate
Enjoy it
it,
while you got it. Yep.
but remember it's temporary,
And that hill's getting bigger next year. If all 7 of these clubs that are supposed to join actually happen,
right?
um, that's an entirely different landscape. Having 21 teams,
Yeah,
20 other teams to play.
yeah,
Um, you got much more competition for talent. For play, you're adding 160, 170 players to this
yeah,
league,
yeah.
along with 7 new coaching staffs, and I mean, it's just going to be it's just a completely different animal. I think.
Going to be a completely different league next year.
Mm-hmm.
This year we had a couple going out, and we had 4 or 5 coming in. So we
Mm-hmm.
kind of plussed up by 2 or 3 this year. So it was like,
Yep.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, we got a few more, but it's pretty much the same type of schedule almost, right?
Pretty
And
much. Yeah. Exactly.
it wasn't too far off. But next year,
It's
next
gonna
year
be
is going
nuts.
to be completely different.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be like what 40 regular season games or something like that.
40 regular season games.
Whew.
Yeah, and there's some talk that they might regionalize conferences or something like that. I don't know that that's the case. I don't
Yeah,
know that I would want that. I would love it just a balanced schedule.
yeah,
And then you throw in the Jägermeister Cup and the Open Cup, and you know it's going to be
yeah.
all sorts of fun.
So from what I'm understanding early on, the grumblings that I'm hearing about the
Hmm.
Jägermeister Cup is
Yep,
it sounds like it's going to be a knockout deal.
straight knockout. Yep,
Okay.
which makes much more sense if you have 40. Because the reason the Jägermeister Cup existed last year was just so we'd have enough games, like
Yeah.
so we could do a
Yeah.
balanced schedule,
Yeah.
but also give everybody a few extra home games for
Yeah.
the revenue, right? So it does make sense to do a league cup that is more like a traditional league cup that is just a straight knockout,
Yeah.
which I think will be really high stakes games early in the season,
Yeah. It certainly will. And as we get closer and closer to this pro rel thing,
right?
a lot of this kind of waltzing into the first half of the regular season and just saying, yeah, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
8
Hmm.
of the top 14 like this year are going to be in the playoffs, and we
Right.
got room. We got room to work. Well, if assuming they keep 8 for next year, well, now it's not
Hmm.
8 out of 14. It's 8 out of 21.
Hmm.
So you got a little bit less time that you can just kind of figure it out a little bit, because now you get an additional
Hmm.
7 teams you're fighting against.
Right.
Um, and if we actually get into a pro rel, now you're talking every point matters, because
It really does. Yep.
now it's an accumulative effect, much like the Premier League,
Hmm.
where 2 or 3 points can make the difference of going staying
Yep.
up or going down.
Yep. And you have a rough couple weeks, and that could doom you.
Mm. Yeah. So I think when we get to that point, these matches going to mean so much more. Even
Hmm.
week 2, week 3, and week 4 of a regular season.
Percent
It's going to be so much on the line.
100%. And I'm excited. I, for one, am very excited for it.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and go into the matchup here for
Yeah.
Portland Hearts of Pine hosting Forward Madison here this weekend. As we just previously talked with the Hearts, whew,
We don't know.
a lot up in the air right now.
Yeah.
A
But
lot,
we hope that it was just midweek game, so let's rotate, let's rest some guys.
yeah.
It's late in the season. That's what we're hoping.
That's what I'm gonna
It
go
might
with.
be it might be they all have the flu.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I don't know. We may have to have Gabe Hoffman Johnson, making some chicken soup and you know, pampering,
Every,
pampering the players and Coach Bobby Murphy and any of the coaching staff. I can see it now.
yep. Every
Gabe spooning some, chicken noodle soup to the players. You know, I get you
yep,
guys some
yep.
tea.
Everybody drink plenty of fluids.
Well, little ice, all that sort of stuff, right?
Yep.
So for myself, I'll go ahead and give it a stab. I'm just gonna go with the big hunch that it was nothing more than a serious rotation
Mm-hmm.
midweek.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Knowing that we had you guys coming in this weekend, I'm going to assume that everyone will be healthy and available. So if that is going to be the case, it's going to be our best 11 this
Yeah.
weekend when we play
Yep.
at Fitzpatrick Stadium. So what that would look like would be Nathan Messer as our left back, Kamali Green left center back, Sean Vinberg that did play on Wednesday. So I'll put an asterisk there and say, hey, if Vinberg is a little tired from playing midweek, those two games in
Mm-hmm.
a row, if you will, and if a big if that we have a healthy center back other than Shannon Wright. Shannon Wright played midweek. He could very easily backfill him, but I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about Sega Koulibaly, which several games ago he kind of went off with a tweaked knee and was seen with some crutches and stuff like that. But as of recently, he's been seen without the crutches, without any sort of bracing on his knee, and kind of kicking it around a little bit. So is he going to start? I'm going to say probably not. Does he make the squad? Maybe, maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe he's a possibility if need be. Um, I'm going to go ahead and put in Shandon Wright, and I'm going to say Vinberg will be on the bench to rest those legs a little bit. Um, Knowing that we've got another 6 days after Forward Madison, maybe not, but I'm going to throw in
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm going to throw in Shannon Wright.
Mm-hmm.
And then our right back will be Mo Mohammed. That'll be our back line. Messer, Green, Shandon Wright, and Mo Mohammed on the back four.
Mm-hmm.
So our midfield, we're going to have Michelle Poon Angeron and Mikey Lopez back in front of the back four. Uh, Mikey Lopez did get rested. He was a substitute in this midweek game. He came on about the 67th minute or somewhere in that neighborhood. So, 2/3 of a game pretty much rested on his legs for the midweek. I think he starts this weekend against Ford Madison. So Mikey Lopez and Michelle Poon Angeron, the 6 and the 8 for the midfield for
Mm-hmm.
the Hearts of Pine. So again, just a reminder, we do play a 4-2-3-1. So the three in back of the striker, in front of those two that I just mentioned. The left winger will be Ollie Wright, number 10, our Hearts of Pines playmaker in terms of both goals and assists. I can't recall the exact numbers that he's on, but I know if you look at the assist column, I think he was somewhere in that six to seven area, and I think he was tied like a two-way or three-way tie for second place in the league. Is Ollie Wright, our left wing. I think in the middle we'll see Masashi Wada back again for the Hearts. And then on the right hand side, I think we'll see. Um, I think we'll probably see Varela, um, number 22, our right winger. We'll probably see Kamara come off the bench as a substitute. He's the dribbler of the Hearts of Pine and is really
Mm-hmm.
good coming off the bench as like that super sub and really inject a bunch of
Yep.
energy and all that sort of stuff, right? Running
Mm-hmm.
against those tired legs of opposing teams. That's a great thing that Kamara has for us and for the Hearts. And real spark plug in the second half for us. And so I think you'll probably see him coming off the bench. And then up top, our striker, number 14, Titus Washington,
Mm-hmm.
will be probably our starting 11 with Titus Washington, and then that three behind him, and a 4-2-3-1. So as far as
Good.
a score line goes, um, I don't know, probably going to be something probably like a maybe like a 2-1. I think maybe the Hearts will probably be getting 3 points at home over Forward Madison. Much like we previously talked about, I can see
Mm-hmm.
being pretty cagey in the first half with your defense and our defense, and just kind of feeling each other out again. It's been some time since we've seen each other, and I can see
Mm-hmm.
it being goalless for a large part of that first half, and
Yeah.
um, then I think the goals start opening up. Those super subs start coming in that I just previously talked about, and I think all in all, I think it does come down to maybe approximately a 2-1 scoreline. Hearts of Pine getting 3 points at Fitzpatrick Stadium and getting a little bit closer to trying to get that home playoff spot at
Yep.
Fitzpatrick. That will be absolutely dynamite if we can actually
That would
pull
be
that off.
dynamite. That would be a hell of an atmosphere. That'd be great. For us, I think our backline is going to be Jacob Kroll, Timmy Mell, and Jason Ramos in the center. Jason Ramos is a guy that we did not have when last we saw you. He played for us briefly as a kind of like a late season fill in 2023. Then he went to Central Valley Fuego last season,
Hmm.
and played like 3 games and broke his kneecap and tore his ACL and was out for the
Mm.
season. Spent more than a year rehabbing, getting back, and when Mitch Osmond went out for the whole season, we brought him in on a 25-day contract in August, and then signed him to the rest of the season. And he has been just lights out in the back. He's a big presence. He's a good vocal organizer, leader in the back, and isn't afraid to dribble out of the back and kind of break to be the first to break that press
Yep.
and start the things going forward. So look for those three in the back. I would think I think it's gonna be Dami Villader and Chris Garcia on the wings. That's been the kind of the pairing. Although Nico Brown got the start this past weekend, I would expect Matt to go back to Chris Garcia. And then in the pivot, it'll be Devin Boyd. It'll be John Murphy Jr. and Aiden Macias.
Okay.
Um, and then um, and then the two our our formation is quite fluid, but Devin Boyce will be there in a supporting role, as will Derek Gebhardt, and then this lone striker on top is either going to be Luca Dorado or Dean Bolts. And then our super subs are going to be Isaac Anking. Although, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see Isaac Anking get the start over Aiden Macias or Devin Boyce. Either one. He's really proven himself with us. I know, and I assume that Chicago Fire is in Matt's ear saying like, please get Dean Bolts some minutes. That's why we gave him to you.
Yeah. Please play
So
our player, please.
please play him. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him get the start up top. He hasn't scored for us yet, but he's actually done pretty well. I think Ferdy Sosa is a terrific super sub on one of the wings, and yeah, I think that's our 10. I would also say I'm going to be bold and say once again for the second consecutive week, Wallace Lapsley gets to start in goal. I think Burn Shipman is a little bit knocked up, a little bit injured, and just really has not been himself and has not been the stalwart, consistent goalkeeper that we had last year and that we need right now. So would not be shocked to see Wallace Lapsley again get to start at the in goalkeeper.
Yeah, and
And I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm going to be unrealistic and optimistic and say we need 3 points. So I'm going to manifest it and say we steal a 1-0 win at Fitzpatrick.
hey, if you can't throw it out there and you can't dream it, you can't achieve it, right? So
Right, exactly.
you gotta put it out there. I believe I left out my goalkeeper, so sorry, Hunter. Hunter Morris, of course, back between the sticks
Mm-hmm.
for the Hearts of Pine. So Cash also played his match against midweek here against Union Omaha. But yes, Hunter Morris will be back in between the sticks for the Hearts of Pine this weekend when we
Hmm.
host Forward Madison. So, Rob, certainly appreciate the time. Is
Yeah.
there any other storylines here that we want to make sure we go ahead and get out there? Or?
Other thing I mentioned about Fort Madison, about our club, is that we finally announced we're getting a women's team next season.
That's awesome.
We were granted a Super League franchise. That's not going to happen on the timeline that they wanted because the stadium is old. The stadium is owned by the city. We would have to make significant upgrades to the stadium to host Division One women's football,
Yeah.
and that's just not going to. That's not going to. It's going to be several years before that happens. So
Yeah.
rather than wait, they went in and they're going to join the W League, and then in future years look at either Super League or there's going to be a couple of other Division Two women's leagues coming online in the next 2-3 years. So
Yeah.
we're going to work toward going pro, and we don't know. It's not going to be Forward Madison Women. It's going to have its own identity
Okay.
and its own name and its own. And I kind of hope it's a bird so that I don't have to change the name of my podcast. Talkin Flock. I'm like, just any bird. Just let me keep the flock.
Please, just be
Thing.
a bird. That's all I ask.
But I'm not sure when you're dropping this episode, but I'm told that there's going to be a big announcement Thursday morning. I think we might be announcing our first player.
Okay. Awesome.
So we're very excited about that, and I know my kids are my youngest kid, especially is like kind of done with Forward Madison, but like wants to go to women's games. Like
Yeah.
is really excited about women's games.
No,
So
that's definitely something we're certainly hoping for over here in Portland. Would really love to see a women's team over here. The ownership group has said that is very much in the cards. That is certainly something they want to do. Just give us a little bit of time to
Yep.
get the Hearts of Pine up and rolling
Yep.
first.
And that was our two when we first started. It was Forward Madison is going to start, and then we're going to get a women's team. And then COVID happened, and we would have had a women's team 2-3 years ago probably, except that we had one whole year we kind of basically lost. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. But other than that, we're just we got 4 games left. We're 5 points out of playoffs. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, and even if we do, like who cares? It's like one more game we're going to lose anyway. So
all right, yeah,
it's fine. We're just I just want to see some entertaining football to finish the season, and then we'll start thinking about next year.
All right, Rob. So, again, I certainly appreciate your time, and if you cannot be at Fitzpatrick Stadium here this weekend, October 4th, on Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, you can watch it locally here in New England on NESN and NESN Plus, and of course, you can watch it on ESPN Plus, where we're going to be the Hearts of Pine hosting Forward Madison, both looking for some points and a little bit of playoff picture.
Yep.
Rob, thanks for your time. Appreciate you.
Shawn, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Best of luck.
All right. Best of luck to you.